Let's try this again. Hey YouTube, PV Knives coming at you with this extremely awesome Herman knife. This is a Herman Knives Slim 270. It has a basically 3.75 inch blade. I think there's a little give or take there, but it's awesome. And unlike the Herman Knives Micro Sting that I brought you earlier, its action is perfect in addition to its appearance. So this is a knife that I will just tell you up front that I can wholeheartedly recommend. It is just sick. It is beautiful. And it's got the performance where it counts in the action department, which is awesome. Flash back to my Micro Sting video here and just take a look. Man, the Detent. It's just, it's the weakest, most pathetic Detent I've ever felt on a knife, even like a budget knife. Honestly, it's terrible. This knife was almost $1,000. It should not have this Detent. To fail it, I mean, it's it's impotent the way it is. It's just this impotent little knife that doesn't want to have a Detent. So as you can see, that knife did not perform well. I can assure you this knife does. Oh yes, the perfect Detent. And whereas the Herman knife that you saw before, the Micro Sting, sounded like somebody hawking one into a bucket. This, take a listen, has that Herman Knives singing ting that I was led to believe I would be getting. So this knife, the Slim 270, and its larger brethren is where I would be with Herman Knives. I need to take a moment to talk about the brand. So I called Polish Custom Knives after I filmed that video. I was quite enraged, told them what was going on. They were not surprised, and they were like, hey man, here is free shipping to go ahead and send this guy back. We can do one of two things. We can fix it for you and adjust the Detent and customize it for you, which I think is awesome. Or we can just give you your money back and you can get something else. Just great customer service, honestly. So, you know, every knife maker is gonna have some duds go out the door. Every knife maker is gonna have problems with models that they need to address. But they really came through. I mean, mind you, they ate the shipping cost to Poland. So that is not an insignificant expense for them, and they did that because they stand behind their product, and I really appreciate it. So that day, I ordered this guy, and my mind's just blown. The blade is the perfect length, awesome, refined, unique look. It's a gradual drop point with an abrupt concave or abrupt fall off right there at the tip, which is awesome. Very thin tip, but that's kind of what you want in this type of knife, which is great. They keep it's almost choil-esque, or you can use it as a choil down here, but you keep as much blade as possible, which I really appreciate. So you can choke up if you need, but you got blade when you don't. And it is just super comfortable. Your hand just nestles right in there and feels like that's where it belongs. The aesthetics, just look at this thing. Look deep in there. Look at that inlay, it's perfect. It's hard to capture with the camera, but the milling lines match perfectly. It's just amazing. And then the transition, the way they did the ano on this, you can see on this surface the highlights of bronze popping through that purple, which matches perfect with the inlay. And then take a look at this. Not only did they make this pure bronze in accent against that backspacer, which looks awesome, but they went ahead and they hammered it. So this has a lot of texture to it, and it is just micro hammered, which I believe, I've been led to believe anyway, that they do by hand. And it goes all the way around. You've got all the details you expect from a Herman, including the milling on that lock bar. milling going down into the inside where you could barely even notice. It is a substantial knife, perfect weight in the hand. You don't notice it when you carry it, and it's not too light. I don't like knives like this to feel too light. I want to feel like I have some mass there, and they really tune that in, because look at all that milling on the inside. Just, it's got so many details and so much workmanship behind it. It is just incredible. The action is perfect. It's going to loosen up with time. And it just cuts like a dream. It is just a sick, sick knife. Herman Knives has really been redeemed. Get the larger models. This slim is a great model. Stay away from the micro sting until we get some documentation that they have the bugs worked out with that. But the Detent's dialed in, and it is just perfect. Nice and crisp. It's just great. Size comparisons coming up. We got our regular size bug out. It's a big knife, but the carry profile on this guy is not that much different from the bug out. It carries great. And we'll do the Para 3. It's a great knife. I really recommend it. So how do you get these things? Again, you got to go on Polish Custom Knives. It's really the only place to get them. You can get these on DLT, and they're about the same price, but the types or variants that you get on DLT, they're not as nice as what you can get on Polish Custom Knives. So what I would advise you to do, sign up for the email list on Polish Custom Knives. The site, it looks a little janky. I wouldn't have been the first one to order from them, but they are a great company. They stand behind their product. You can totally trust them. You will get your knife from Poland, I promise you, as long as you're on Polish Custom Knives. And you can get some really nice variants. And you can actually obtain these things. The drops are reasonable. So you see one on the email, you log on at the time, you see it pop up, you order it. There's no cart sniping or people jockeying for the space or the site going down. It's just, it's what buying a premium knife should be, and I really appreciate that. So what do you guys think? Are you gonna go out and get a Herman knife? Do you own a Herman knife? Let me know in the comments. If you have any other brands that you think I should check out, which some of you have been pointing me towards and I am acting on it, go ahead and let me know in the comments. If there's something you want to see, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.